I am your host with the locks that rocks, Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, the official podcast of Rocklahoma. But this isn't about Rocklahoma. This is about Rocklahoma's little country sister. Born and raised, we are going to be at the Rockin' Red Dirt Ranch in Pryor, Oklahoma this weekend, doing some interviews and giving some coverage of Born and Raised. Now, I was talking Monday on the weekly live stream. We go live 9 p.m. every Monday. And we were giving away some Born and Raised tickets, and we got some folks that was trying to win some tickets, and they shared a story that caught the interest of everybody else in the comments, as well as some of the other folks that help us with the show. So I'd like to introduce you to David, Joel, and Cheyenne. What is up?
Hey.
Hi.
So thank you so much for joining us. Now, I saw the cell phone video, and can you tell me a little bit? I mean, how did this whole thing come about?
So it's it's kind of a long story, but I'll let him start because he obviously I didn't know about it, so I'll let him kind of tell his part of it, and then I'll tell my part of it.
So I think it was 3 years ago on the live stream. I mistakenly said 4. She mistakenly said it was 2. It was actually 3 years ago. It was 2021. So, but in any case, I was in cahoots with her sister. I kind of filled her in. She knew what was going on, and I had planned this out, but I didn't quite know how it was going to go. I started emailing like all of our favorite bands. And I didn't get any response from any of them. I just wanted to make sure that I could get it, like I was going to be able to do it. And I didn't get any response. And I told her sister, none of them are emailing me back. Like, I don't want to get kicked out of there. But we just agreed to go, and we were going to try it out and just see if we could make it happen. And basically, I decided that I was going to do it during Zack Bryan's, one of our favorite artists. Going to do it during his show, and we showed up just a little bit late. He had just taken the stage, and there was no way to get to the front. And I was like, well, how is this going to happen? And right about that time, this security guard came walking up, and he had arms this big around, and he's like, I'm late, I gotta get to the front, watch out, I gotta get through here. And I was like, get behind him. Like, we're gonna get behind him. We worked our way up to the front, and we're standing there at the guardrail gate, and another security guard comes over, and I'm still thinking, man, if I do this, they're going to kick me out of here. This is going to be all bad. So, but her sister, Cheyenne's sister, Winona, got a hold of, I don't know if he was the lead security guard or what, but I saw her say something to him, and then she kind of gave me a look, like, and I was like, oh, okay, she must have ironed it out. This is going to be fine. And I was still I was really nervous, and I didn't know if I should do it, but I had this ring in my boot, and I had this one opportunity, and I finally worked up the courage, and I actually got that same, I think he was probably in charge of a few other security guards, and I said, hey, how much, what kind of troubles a guy get in for jumping these security gates? And he said something to the effect of, well, it just depends on what your intentions are. And that's when I knew. And I had worked up the courage, and I jumped the gates, and I spun around, and I don't know what, probably 6 or 8 security guards were on me like that. And they were like trying to get a hold of me, and I'm just pulling one of those. And I spin around, and I pop up with a ring, and I guess.
Yeah. So the security guards didn't really get picked up on the camera because we started it. With the security guard that knew, kind of told the other security guards, hey, like, it's okay. And so they kind of backed off. But this entire time, I didn't know what was going on. So all I felt, so Joel was trying to jump the gates, and I'm screaming at him, like, yeah, you're going to get us kicked out. And And then someone just pushes me through the gates as well, because there was this little crack that he had jumped, but I was able, like, I think it ended up being my sister that gave me a big push out there. And he's struggling to get something out of his boot. And all I knew is that there was and I swore I just saw a gun on someone's hip over there. And so I was like, the only thing I was thinking was, someone's going to think he's pulling out a gun or something. And of course I knew he's not like that or anything, but I knew that other people didn't know. And I didn't know what was going on. It did not click in my head. He was down on his knee, getting something out of his boot. I still had no idea what was happening until he pops the ring out. And then it was just like, oh my goodness. And it was a total surprise. I had no idea. I was just trying to control him at the time and make sure everything was, I'm the calm, trying to make everything go smooth person in our relationship. And he's kind of, he's the
Free spirit.
The free spirit. Yeah. So yeah, it was awesome.
I love it. How long were you guys together before this happened?
5-ish years, probably.
I think almost 6 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So had you guys talked about it or had plans or or is this just, all right, I've waited long enough?
So we both had little conversations about it, but 2 days earlier, I had told him something. I had mentioned, like, hey, maybe we should go and get engaged. Like, we own a house together already. And I even sent him a link. I was like, I kind of like this ring. And so I guess that day he had it overnight shipped. So I did not, it was the exact one that I had showed him and everything. And yeah, I
was just waiting on the little affirmation there. And
yeah.
I clicked send.
So David, how long have you been feeling like, all right, I'm going to do this. I got to do it. I'm going to do it.
I think I was probably ready before you were.
Yeah.
I was probably ready before she was. And then once she gave me that little affirmation, I was like, okay, this is my opportunity.
Awesome. So you guys have been together since. Tell me a little bit what has happened for you all since then.
Well,
so that was in August or September. Would have been September of 21. In April of 22, we got married.
Mm-hmm. So that period of our life was kind of bittersweet because my mom was sick, and I actually didn't want to go to Born and Raised that night that he proposed because my mom was sick. She had cancer at the time, and so I was really nervous going out of town because we live an hour,
about an hour and 10 minutes.
About an hour and 10 minutes away. So I was nervous. But we both needed a little bit of a break to get out of town. So we ended up going. And of course that happened. Well, so my mom passed away on the Valentine's Day after we got engaged. She passed away in the morning. That night I found out I was pregnant with her first grandchild. And it was a very bittersweet day, of course. And then it was like, oh shoot, we need to get married. So we got married in April. We got married April 1st, midnight on April 1st, which was also my mom's birthday. So we did it at a narcotics officers convention.
That's
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So so the convention was at like a resort, so it was really pretty, and we're like, let's just do it. We didn't want to spend a bunch of money or anything on a wedding, so. Of course, there's all these officers from across the state of Missouri. So we invited them all over to the reception room, and everyone thought it was a joke because it's midnight on April 1st. So Joel's friend got ordained like 3 days prior. And so he married us. We have a video of that on Facebook too. It was really sweet. And everyone thought it was a joke. And then probably 10 minutes in, they're like, oh, wow, they are really getting married. So
that's awesome.
We got married.
And you guys have been together ever since. And so did you know Joel was trying to win tickets on Monday when he's like, hey, I did all of this. I'd love to go again, man.
Yeah, so I actually was on there too, commenting. He and my sister was, well, I think half my family was trying to win tickets on your podcast. But yeah, we were together, we both were geeking out because you commented, you said something about his comment. We're like, oh, he repeated your comment. That's cool. So yeah.
Well, David, I understand you're no stranger to like evidence and stuff, and I'm in really good with like the security guards and stuff. And Joel, you're kind of you're like no stranger to these, right? Well, this thing's got your name, but I've got 2 general admission tickets for you guys this year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Oh, fun. We've been trying to win tickets. Like, I don't know how many. We entered like 5 contests. So,
Well, persistence pays off. You guys have an amazing story, and I just every year we get a couple of passes to give out. And last year I said, you know what, I'm going to hold a couple back because I want to see somebody who's just like really, really wants to go. Somebody I want to make sure it's going to go to somebody who's going to appreciate them. And then I saw your story, and I conversed with our photographer, Rebel Angel. And they're like, man, these folks have got to go. And I said, you know what? I agree. And I've got a couple of extra passes for you. So on behalf of Surviving Rocklahoma at Rocklahoma and Photography by Angel Lee, you guys are going to boarding Rays this weekend. General admission passes for you too on us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam. And thank you, Angel.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Surviving Rocklahoma.
Thank you all so much again for coming onto the show and sharing your stories. I will be out there, so hopefully I'm going to bump into you guys again. We'll get a picture and all of that. But
that'd be awesome.
We'll see what kind of, hopefully nothing too crazy for y'all this year, and you guys can actually enjoy it. And David don't have to worry about this ring falling out of his boot.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Once again, folks, this is Surviving Rocklahoma, the official podcast of Rocklahoma and Born and Raised. I am your host with the Locks That Rocks, Adam Richmond. And until next time, rock on.